Chicago. Will Chicago be without a big member of their defense? Let's send it over to Stacey Dales for more.
Good morning, Kay. Officially for the Bears during Wednesday's practice, pass rusher Khalil Mack was a no-go with the right ankle injury. He'll be day-to-day, as head coach Matt Nagy told us. As for this team as a whole, in their only 2 losses this season, they've given up substantial second-half leads. Those games, of course, Green Bay and Miami. And while the offenses come together over the past couple weeks, Mitch Trubisky, 9 TDs, only 1 pick. I asked the quarterback on Wednesday what the words killer instinct mean moving forward.
I love those words, killer instincts, and that's where the great teams, great players, they develop that, and it's not something that has to be said. So we need that energy, we need that vibe when it comes down to you need a crucial play or a clutch play in the second half, fourth quarter. We got to have that mindset that we got to close out games. I think a lot of guys are hungry, and we're just eager for that next opportunity to prove ourselves, and not really to the outside, but just prove it to each other that what we believe, what type of team we are, just a hungry team that wants to close out games and really be a dominant force.
I asked Bears guard Kyle Long about what could be a marquee win against the Patriots on Sunday, and yes, he talked about their dominance through the years, but he also said about his team, it's our turn to go out there and do the little things. Be the team that people say, wow, the Bears, they are prepared, and you don't want to have to go play them, especially at Soldier Field. Kay?
Thanks so much, Stacey, and thanks to you on that report. So let's take a look here, guys, at the points allowed by the Bears by quarter this season. So obviously they're a little
slow starters.
Little slow starters.
Slow starters, and they don't know how to finish the game.
Yeah, they're not closing the game. That's pretty obvious back here
Everything in between is
at
great,
NFL
though.
Films. Before we talk about how they can get right and fix it and shake it off, even though they lost a game against Brock Osweiler after a bye, I want to go delve into this whole South Beach is undefeated thing.
Yeah, let's do it. If you want to go there, let's go there.
I just would like to know what you meant, because you're making me feel a little bit better as a Bears fan who saw my team fall to Brock Osweiler.
Well, when a player goes to Miami, they have other plans and activities. It's a great city to go to.
Hey, boy, don't put the whole code out there.
Okay.
Put the whole code out there. We're gonna have, our phone's going to be going off.
There's distraction, that's the thing.
It's distractions. The weather, you have to adjust to the weather. You got to drink Pedialyte and pickle juice.
The weather and food.
That's like last week when Mike Robb picked the Dolphins, and we said, why? He said, because of the heat. The heat. There's different kinds of heat.
Different types of heat. See, I had to stay in the cold. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we know.
It's heat down there in Florida. And actually, I put it like this. I put it like this. When I was with the Seahawks, we went down there and played. One of our teammates didn't show up until the beginning of the second quarter. Think about
what?
Yeah.
He did not show up to the stadium to the beginning. We didn't even know where he was. We thought he was
hell of
just
a night.
gone.
So when you're getting the schedule and you're looking at who you're playing, are you like, Miami?
I know people like this. I know guys that circle it, and they start making plans right there when they get the schedule. You know, let me make sure I got this house.
They got the cars dropped off at the hotel,
ready to go,
gassed up, started.
But we can't say that's what happened to Chicago. It was close.
Yeah, I can't.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we do know that they maybe the naps that they took during the bye week weren't enough naps.
Yeah,
so how do they wake up now against the Patriots?
Well, listen, you have to wake up against the Patriots because you know what the task is at hand. You know it's difficult. You know you're going against arguably the greatest quarterback of all time with the greatest head coach of all time. You know, what they're going to have to do, and the plan every week is always to get to Tom Brady. But that team is getting stronger. Now he has reinforcements.
Yeah, they look good.
Now he has his weapons. Now that defense can be hidden because that defense can be exposed if you can get to him. You think about Cohen, you think about Taylor Gabriel being able to really,
those two guys right there,
the gadget guys. You can circle that defense, and you can really expose those outside linebackers, those inside linebackers of the Patriots.
Well, there's something called PBS, and I'm not talking about public television. I'm talking about post-bye syndrome.
PBS had a great program on there.
You think you'd be well rested?
Sometimes you're too rested. Listen, they were in a little groove. The atmosphere was great. We talked about how they were having parties in their locker room. Everything's here. And a lot of times as a coach, you don't want that break because you're feeling so good and you're playing so good that it resets a little bit. So
much more on this. We got to get Mike Robb's take on